Here are 6 of the best foods I ate in Paris. Number 1 was this salted caramel eclair. The creamy eclair filling was just the perfect balance of sweet and salty. Number 2 was this truffle croque monsieur. This had the perfect ratio of ham, cheese, and bechamel, and the little flakes of truffle just took it to a whole new decadent level. In number 3, we have this incredible Japanese bento box. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we did line up for 3 hours for this, but it was actually worth it. Every item in that box was made with so much love and care and was absolutely delicious. In number 4 is this chocolate pistachio escargot. This pastry was made to flaky perfection, and the nuttiness of the pistachio with the richness of the dark chocolate was just divine. Number 5 was this falafel pita sandwich. Honestly, it was the best falafel I've had in my life. It was so herbaceous, the pita was super fluffy, and it was just loaded up with sauce. And in number 6 was this classic French onion soup. The soup was so rich, hearty, and comforting. Let me know in the comments what should be added to this list.
Here is everything I ate on this day in Paris, and I literally did the witty in front of the Eiffel Tower. And so we first started off the day at the boulangerie, and look at all these amazing treats and sandwiches. Pedro got a sandwich, and it was honestly so good. It had cheese, tomato, and this wonderful green sauce. I loved it so much. I got this croissant, but I didn't eat it. I just took one bite because I wanted to try it and save it for the next day. But it was incredible. I loved it. And then I got this. I had no idea when I took this first bite that there was Nutella in the filling in the middle. So I went back later, you will see that, and I finished this entire thing. We tried some macarons. I don't know. I still don't know the difference between the two. I need to figure that out. I'm so sorry. But we had this caramel one. This one was like a citrus one, I believe, and a coffee one. I love the caramel one, so I went ahead and I finished that one because it was so incredible. And then we went and got some crepes, but while I was waiting for my crepe, I finished this. This was one of my favorite pastries I've had in Paris this whole time. I also took one bite of this crepe because I saved it again for the next day because we were supposed to be traveling for Switzerland before Pedro's passport got stolen from us. So little change of plans there. And then we went to Libertino. This is our second time here since we've been in Paris because we love this pizza so much. This white one wasn't as good as the other one that we had the first time. I do wish it had red sauce on it, but it was just a white pizza. It was still pretty good, but it wasn't great. This truffle pizza though, 100 out of 10. Literally one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my entire life. And of course we had to end the night with gelato, and I literally sprinted to the Eiffel Tower to take pictures with the sparkling. Pedro got some sorbet. I think it was citrus, strawberry, and lemon. So good. And here was mine. I got 2 different caramel flavors and vanilla. Incredible. I love this ice cream so much. It was so good and so flavorful and so creamy. Highly recommend all these places and all these spots before going.
Rating everything I ate while in Paris. Okay, we're starting strong with Pink Mama. This place was so good. The truffle pasta was amazing. The pizza and crispy potatoes were beyond words. Then the famous steak place. Best fries and best steak of my life. That's all I have to say. Delish. Another great pasta was at Gigi's. Really good. Then Carrette for breakfast. Honestly, I wasn't blown away. My favorite part was the hot chocolate. It really is all that. The part that I didn't like was the eggs. I don't see the hype there. Another letdown was Coco. The appetizer was delicious. The ambiance was great, but what is this? What? This burger and pasta was so good. Totally recommended here. Lastly, Cafe de Fleur, great croissant, and the eggs were cooked.
This is everything I ate today in Paris. The hotel we're staying at, Chouchou, had this beautiful breakfast setup. They had all the classic French breakfast items laid out. Salami, cheese, all these croissants, which made it so hard to choose what I was going to eat because I wanted to try everything. I got a bunch of different things, and the orange juice was so good. All the orange juice I've had in Paris has been amazing. One of the things we wanted to do while we were in each of these countries is to stop at McDonald's, so we found a time where we were able to stop at McDonald's and try a bunch of different things on the menu. We ordered a snack wrap, this ham and cheese sandwich, some of these interesting fries, and then some coffees and this apple pie. I posted the full taste test video yesterday. And then for lunch, we were going to go to Bambini, but we couldn't get a table, so this was totally unplanned. We found this place called Villa Sofia, and I'm so glad we did because I had the best espresso martini I've ever had, and all the food tasted amazing. And the service there was way better than any of the service we had on both days in Paris, including at Carrette, which is where we went next. And this might be an unpopular opinion, but we all thought that Carrette was a little overrated. Everything was so stunning, and the hot chocolate is good, but it's more of like a 2 sips and you're kind of done, just because it's so rich. But it was very expensive. For 2 hot chocolates and the 5 macarons, we spent 33 euros. It was very pretty, but if I could do it again, I would try to find somewhere more local. Then for dinner, I'm totally gonna butcher the name, so I'm not even gonna try, but here it is. We went to this steak restaurant that they have a few locations of in Paris and a couple in London, I think. I saw a bunch of videos on TikTok about this place. You basically go and you just order the steak and fries, and it's supposed to be unlimited fries, and they bring out all the 3 meals together, and it was so good.
So in this video, I'm going to be rating everything I ate in Paris so you guys know exactly where to go. Pink Mama was incredible. Honestly, the best pasta I've ever eaten in my life. You absolutely have to go to Balagan, even if it's just for their bread. And their starters were insane. Also, the service was 10 out of 10. So the food in Lauderay was pretty average for the price, but their macarons were so good and we loved them so much that we bought more to take away with us. Le Café Marly is kind of overrated in my opinion. The food wasn't all that great, but the views were amazing. We went to Café 86 for a croissant, and the pistachio croissant is the best I have ever eaten in my life. And then finally, this was a really great lunch spot near the galleries. I highly recommend their gnocchi, it tasted incredible.
This is what I eat in a day on a 24-hour layover in Paris. I think I went a little overboard with this one. Now, of course, for breakfast, I had to start with some pastry. I went to Boulangerie that's been around since 1875, and they're known for this escargot filled with chocolate and pistachio, and of course, I had to get a croissant on the side. The escargot was actually fine, but the croissant was so special, so flaky, sweet, and delicious. Next, I wanted something salty, so I went to another Boulangerie. This one, there's a bunch of them around Paris. Look how good these things look. I knew what I had to get when I saw these come out of the oven. They're these little cheese, warm ham and cheese breads. So good. Oh yeah, and I got a croissant on the side because I still needed something sweet. This croissant was fine. It was good, but not as good as the other one. Next, for lunch, I went to Las Du Falafel. So if you've been to Paris, you know this place. They're famous for their falafel pitas. They absolutely stuffed this thing with sauce and everything tasty. So good. This was so good. Next, dinner. Went to this place, Le Relais de Entrecôte. So there's a few of these. There's one actually in New York. Had a huge line. When you go in, there's one thing to get. There's literally only one thing to get. It's French fries, steak, and sauce. And that's it. That's all they offer. The fries, super crispy. The sauce, peppery. The steak, tender. Oh yeah. As part of the meal, you get 2 rounds of the same dish. You get more steak, more sauce, more French fries. So good. As a final end to the 24 hours in Paris, I had to go get myself a crepe with Nutella and bananas. Now this is just a classic in Paris. Whenever you're anywhere, you have to get yourself a crepe. Just warm, sweet, delicious, exactly what you need on a cold Paris night. Follow along for more food adventures.
As someone who travels to eat, here's everything I ate in Paris day 2. We were on a mission to try some of the best pastries Paris had to offer, so we started off at Bohemie to try their amazing creations. While there were so many options to choose from, I fell in love with this beautiful raspberry croissant and this vanilla square that I still think about to this day. After exploring the Louvre Museum, we decided to head over to this iconic patisserie known for its inventive French desserts. We initially came for their croissants, but they were sold out, so we ended up trying these other 2 pastries instead, which were both heavenly. This amazing macaron shop was on the same street, so of course we had to grab a few on our way. The texture of each macaron was amazing, and the flavors ranged from passion fruit to rose lychee. For dinner, a local friend told me I had to try a bouillon to try some traditional French food before leaving, so we ended up at Bouillon Pigalle. I had a blast trying classic dishes like escargot, French onion soup, ratatouille, and steak and fries. These restaurants are also known for their affordable prices, so each one of us was able to get some appetizers, a drink, and a main course for under 30 euros, which is such a steal. To end our day, we had to catch the twinkling Eiffel Tower before trying number 5 of the top 50 bars in the world, Little Red Door. Highlighting their farm-to-glass concept, each cocktail had such a unique and sophisticated combination of flavors like chamomile and walnut. Follow for more eats.
When I tell you this meal changed my life, I'm not exaggerating, okay? Not at all. I really wanted to get steak and fries while I was in Paris, and I kept seeing this place on TikTok, so I gave it a go, and I'm so glad that I did, let me tell you. This parsley butter, I don't know what they did. I can't even describe. It was indescribable. It was so good. You just have to try it. I don't even know what to say about it, honestly. Look at my plate. Like, you can't make this up. Look, insane. The ambiance in this place, incredible. Everyone was speaking French, so you know it was good. And yeah, the watercraft was like the grapes. This is the bathroom down in this massive wine cellar. Just the whole place was so vibey, and the meal was delicious. Cannot recommend enough.
Everything I ate today in Paris. So first up, I woke up and I went to the metro and I saw that there was this coffee machine and I got a cookie butter latte. It was so delicious, piping hot, but really good. Then I went to this vegan boulangerie and I found this cinnamon roll, kind of. It's a French cinnamon roll, so it doesn't look like an American one, but it was actually really soft, really mushy, and super like honey-ish, which I'm a fan of. Then for lunch, I went to un traiteur asiatique, which is like Chinese food, and I got this pineapple chicken, a Thai beef, and une beurre de coco. Everything is so good. It's a little expensive Asian food here, but it was super sweet. This is my favorite dessert also of all time. Then I went to a boba shop and got a little tea, and they have paper boba straws here, which make it kind of hard to like pierce it. Then I was walking and I saw a bunch of people with this particular shaped waffle, but this was actually like a chocolate and waffle place, and this is some of the best chocolate I've ever had. It is so freaking rich, so creamy. Then for dinner, I tried making this frozen escargot. It was so freaking nasty and rubbery. 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
This is what I ate in a day in Paris. First up, wanted to go to a bakery and get a croissant. Honestly, I was a little overwhelmed. I didn't know what to choose, but then I had my eye on those powdered sugar ones. It was a chocolate almond croissant. It was still warm, and it was unreal. It was one of the best things I've ever had. Then we walked across the river to get some breakfast. Had to get some cute little shots by the Eiffel Tower. And then we're walking up to Carrette. Yes, I saw the Insta hype. Yes, I went for it. And yes, the hot chocolate is really good. That's him pouring it for me. Got the whipped cream. Got some scrambled eggs with chives and ham. She got some coffee, fresh orange juice, pastries, the whole shebang. And the scrambled eggs were so soft and delicious. Drinking up some of that hot cocoa. I was only in Paris for one day and I really wanted to go big. So we did get this full breakfast. It was expensive, but you know, I paid for the experience. Then a lot later, we were eyeing this bubble tea place and I got a ham and Swiss crepe, and honestly, not my fave, and it made my tummy hurt, so that's a kill. Nothing some French Coke can't fix. We stopped at this Italian spot because the pizza sounded super good. We're actually heading to Italy tomorrow, but we couldn't wait. I got a pepperoni mushroom pizza with arugula on top, and it was really good. And then we ended the day at the Eiffel Tower to watch it sparkle, of course. Here's, I don't know, just a fun little trick. And I did drink some Prosecco, I just didn't film it. But yeah, that's our day.
Where to eat in Paris if you're a foodie like me? Onion soup might be basic, but who cares because this was so good. The sweet onions, salty cheese, and soggy but crunchy bread was perfect. For another Paris vibe and traditional French food experience, I highly recommend Chez Janou. We mainly went for their chocolate mousse, but I also loved the scallop risotto and fried fish. Another gem is Brasserie Dubio, which no one talks about and I don't understand why, because the vibe is amazing, but the food even better. And for our last meal, we went to Picotte, which I highly recommend for a fine dining experience without the high price tag. All the food was really sophisticated, and I think this was the best fish ever.
Everything I ate on my first full day in Paris. That's Paris, France. So I started off the day in Starbucks. I know it's super basic, but this Starbucks is one of the most gorgeous Starbucks ever. It's near Opéra, and I got myself a little iced coffee. Then I headed to Le Marais, and I got myself a little croissant. It was really flaky. It was so good. And then I headed to my favorite place, La du Falafel, which is also near Le Marais. And I got myself one of the most delicious falafels. Every time I'm in Paris, I have to get one. It's like $8 or $9 and it's loaded up. It's so freaking good. Then I got myself a little paleta from the Paleteria. I'm so happy that there's a bunch of more Latin food. France slacks with the Latin food. So then for dinner, I went to this robot pizza place near Châtelet, and I got myself a homemade, well, it's not homemade, it's robot-made pizza, and this was like a honey white sauce one. Absolutely delicious. Then right down the street, I went to Bashir, and it's a Lebanese ice cream place, and they cover the ice cream in these pistachios. I got a rose water one. It's so freaking good.
Eating at Pink Mama in Paris. When I did TikTok research on where to eat in Paris, there was only one place that really stuck with me. No matter whose account I was on, everyone said that Pink Mama was the must visit in Paris and that it was really hyped up but worth the hype. This was the only restaurant we made a reservation for ahead of time, but that meant we got seated on the stunning upper floor. Even on such a rainy day, look at how beautiful the lighting is. I ordered a colada killer to drink. It's a virgin cocktail, so refreshing and delicious. For a starter, we ordered the burrata with pomodoro. This was described as the never-ending burrata, and it truly did not ever end. The tomato compote it came on top of was divine. For the two entrees, we got the pappardelle, which came with a really yummy meat sauce, and the iconic truffle pasta, which everyone gets. Also, the burrata is honestly too big for two people. It was creamy and heavenly, but no matter how much of it we ate, it did not get any smaller. Can someone explain the science behind this? Between the two pastas, my favorite was actually the pappardelle. The sauce and pasta just had such a rich, deep umami flavor. The beef tasted incredible. The truffle pasta was also so delicious, and both these pastas were cooked to perfection. I love the truffle pasta shape. It was just really heavy, but that's literally my only critique, and it's not even a critique. The flavors were so on point. We also finally had a salad in Paris whose dressing was not just olive oil. Each of the 5 floors of this restaurant looks different, but the top floor has the most breathtaking views. So, was Pink Mama worth the hype? With these views and that food, I definitely think so.
I could make this a 12-part series. Here's what I ate in Paris, some of it. First up, this truffle pasta. I'm still dreaming about it. Are you effing kidding me? Can I cuss on this app? I don't know. The best burrata I have ever had. Steak and potatoes. Look at this creme brulee. So amazing. I've never had pizza like this. It's called soft pizza, where it's super thin dough and really soft. Coffee, croissants, baguettes, crepes, ice cream. This time it's a savory crepe. Ham, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onions. Check that out. Have you ever seen meringues this big before? And they came in like 30 flavors. It's like Baskin Robbins. It's the size of my face. Literally just walked around the city with a baguette and a croissant. French onion soup, but here it's just called onion soup. Did I ask for French onion soup? Yes, that was so stupid. A nice big cheese plate. Some sort of dessert with like meringue on top. Coffee and hot chocolate with whipped cream, baguettes, more crepes, more croissants, a beautiful latte, of course completed with macarons. I said macaroons last time. Don't get mad at me. I don't know how to pronounce it right. These giant McDonald's french fries. Wine, champagne, more wine, a marshmallow stick, more crepes, another sandwich, the Eiffel Tower. And I'll finish this video with more wine and another view of the Eiffel Tower should I do a part 2.